Well, here we go. We're still working in sheet metal, and the actuator bracket, which you've been looking at in your folder. I'm sure you'd like to have a tutorial to see if we can actually build this, because there's some things that you need to know about. We're going to be working with some flanges, we're going to be working with some bends, and we're going to be working with a cut. So off we go to build this little puppy right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and go New, English, Sheet Metal, OK. And as we always do, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the Sheet Metal tab, and we're going to go into Sheet Metal Defaults. Now, I'll let you know right now, one of the things you can do is once you set up a Sheet Metal default, like for 16 gauge, you can save that as a default template, and I'll show you that in another video. But you can set up a default template for 16 gauge. So the first thing we want to do is go to the Sheet Metal Rule tab, and we want to change our thickness to point. Oh, we don't want to. We don't want to change our thickness. Excuse me. We want to go to New, and we want to go to 16 gauge. Mild steel. Probably should put gauge in there. Okay. Oh. And then see, I didn't want to do that, so but there's my 16 gauge right there. Double click on it. Now I'm going to go in and change my defaults to it. That's going to be 0.0625, and I'm going to go into my bend right now. I'm going to pick round, and I'm going to change my bend radius to 1 point. Oops, in fact, remember, we don't want to do that. We want to leave it thickness, and we want to add a asterisk and 1.5. There we go. Then we'll go back to our sheet metal, and we can go in here to our defaults if we want to, and we can go down and pick mild steel or steel mild. And so there we go. So the way this should be, we should created a new piece, and we named it 16 gauge sheet metal. We went in and changed it the material to mild steel or steel mild. We changed the thickness to 0.0625. We went into bend. We changed it to the round. We have a choice up here, and we chose the round. And then we went to the bend radius. We left the thickness with an asterisk and 0.105. Back into our sheet metal. Now we're going to go to our K factor, and we're going to go edit, and it's going to ask us if we want to save what we've done so far, and we'll go yes. Now, first thing we do, new, and we're going to do V bend 16 gauge mild STL. We go OK, and then we're going to double click on it, make sure that it's highlighted. And then we're going to go to and do our changes here. You could leave it at 440. My call out on my book is saying 4.1, so I'm going to use 4.1. And then I'm going to go done. And do I want to save these edits? And I go yes. Okay, we are all set. We're looking at our sheet metal rule at 16 gauge mild steel. I want to unclick this little box here that says use thickness from rule. I want to use my 0.0625 as the thickness of my material. I have my material style as mild steel, and I have my V bend as 16 gauge mild steel, and we have set that up, and I'm going to go apply. And then we close this out. So we are ready to go. And then I'm going to go right up here to my sketch tab and click on that, and we are then right in our sketch tab, so we can go ahead and start. I've been really trying to come up with some ways to make this a little easier to do. So I think we'll try this. I'm going to go to a rectangle. I am going to start right here on this center point, because it's really important that we stay on the center of all our planes, and it'll come and save us a little bit later. So what I'm going to do here is I need to turn my light on so I can read. And I'm going to give an overall dimension of the width, which is 1.508, 1.508, and I'm going to divide it by 2. And I hit Tab, and then I'm going to go my overall height, which is 16.2, so 1.62, and I'm going to divide that by 2, and there is 1/4 of the panel that I'm trying to build. And I want to show you, as we go into our ISO view here, and we go to our origins and drop that down, and I want you to see, escape here, I want you to see that we are right on the center of that plane. Okay, and if you look at our axis center, it's right down there at the corner. And this is going to be important later on, because when we go to do some bends, we need to do it with a plane. You have to use a plane, center plane, and if you haven't centered this, you're going to have to go back and fix that. Come around here. First thing I'm going to do is grab those 2 lines and make those construction lines. Then I'm going to come in here and get out of my construction lines, so I'm back into regular lines, and I'm going to go to line, and it looks like I got a point somewhere right around here, come down, and 0.125, and come on up. I don't really care about the height at this point in time, I just want it to be perpendicular. Okay. And then I got a corner of this getting cut off also. So I'm going to come over here to the corner, come down here, and come over here. Now, the first thing that we have to do now is we have to throw our dimensions away, because if I go to trim this, I can't trim. If I go to trim, you'll see that I cannot trim this because, oh, why, you made a liar out of me. Oh, look at you. But it didn't trim what I wanted. So let's go and try and trim this, and I wonder if I can trim that. Nope, I can't. So that's why you have to get rid of the dimensions. And we're going to just delete those for right now so we can trim this out. Okay, great. And while I'm in the trim command, I'll trim that out also. And then I'm going to give this some dimensions. And we have a dimension here from here to here of 0.25, and you notice this changed on me, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go see if this parallel constraint will work with this. Nope. And so what do I want to do? So what I'm going to do is hit the equal constraint and go from this side to this side. There we go. Some other dimensions that I have going on here. From the center to this point here wants to be 1.325 divided by 2. There we go. And while I'm here, I'm going to re-dimension my object here and just pop that on there like that. And I'm going to pick that point and go down to this point here and just accept those because I haven't really moved them. This is going to get, I'm going to drop this dimension here, throw that away. Oops, excuse me. Grab it and throw it away. I'm going to put a circle down here on the center of that and go to the quadrant. I'm going to throw that away, and then I'm going to trim this. And that is my dimension that I need. And again, you need to see me putting dimensions in because I may want to change things later. So that's the only thing that I'm doing right now. And I'm going to give this a dimension here from there to there. Okay? So I believe that is all the dimensions that I need to create what I want to do. So what we're going to do here, so I have my construction lines. And oh, I don't have a depth here. So let's dimension that, and that dimension wants to be, oh, and that's coming from the center. So I'm going to delete that, and that is coming from this center point here to here, and that should be 0.5. There we go. And I believe that is all of the pieces that I need to do. And I'm good. So I'm going to go up here to my mirror. I'm going to grab my geometry. I'm going to pick my mirror line, and I'm going to put that right over there. And having mirrored that, and go done. And mirror again. And pick my mirror line, and use that line there, and apply, and done. And so I created all 4 pieces of the single piece just by creating a rectangle. I'm going to go finish sketch. And now we're going to go for the first time to our face up here, which is going to give us our sheet metal. There it is. And I'm going to go apply. And I'm going to double click. I'm going to come up here, not double click. I'm going to go up here to just above view and go to our measured distance. And I'm going to pick and measure that edge and confirm that that's 0.063, which is the round off of 0.0625. I'm good. Now what I want to do is I want to go up here to our friend flange. And see the little line here selected? You just highlight that, and then you can come and select any edge you want. So I'm going to pick this edge right here. And I want to show you some of the things you can do. First of all, you can make it go either way, so coming towards us or going away from us. Okay. I'm going to have it come towards us. And then if you see here, we have an inside bend face extends. I believe that's what it is now. I'm going to hit it now. I'm going to go bend from the adjacent face. So I moved it right out to the very face of it. I came in right to the edge. And this one moves it in even farther. Okay. So right now I just want to use this outside of the base face extends. And we have a bend radius that we're using up here. And bend radius. Okay. And we have 90 degrees. And the only thing we want to change here is we want to change this to 0.5. And we're going to go OK. Or excuse me, go apply. And I want you to see what happened here. It cut a little notch out. And that's this little notch that we defined earlier. We went to the round notch. If we go in here and go to straight, I don't know if it'll change it. It won't change it as right now, but let's do the other one and see what happens. So let's go to our flange. I've changed that to straight, and let's see what happens when we do this one. And again, we're going to pick this here, and I'm going to go apply. And no, it still is around. It's still the round bend radius because that's what I had defaulted originally. But if I had changed that, it would make a square notch in there. Okay, we're doing great. So we did our flange bend. That's what we did, our flange bend. And everything's looking really good. One of the things we can do right now is confirm that the distance is correct across the 2 of these. And so I'm going to go up here to my distance measure tool, and I'm going to go from the inside corner to the inside corner, and it should be 1508, and it is 1508. So I just confirmed that I have it in the right place. You can tell from the other choices the flange could have been farther out or farther in, but we wanted this 1508. Now we're going to do something that we've done many times. We're going to sketch, and I'm going to go new sketch, and I'm going to pick this face right here. Come around here, and I'm going to rotate it so it's easy to look at. And I want to go ahead and sketch out a little pair of hangers on the corner here. So I'm going to start out, I think, with a circle this time. And the diameter of that circle is... What is the diameter of my circle? 0.063. Oh, that's the radius. So 0.063 times 2. There we go. And that's the inside hole. And then we have an outer size hole, and the distance on that is 0.25 across. So that would be 0.25. There we go. And here's what I'm going to do. I got some dimensions that come up and give me centers here. And I'm going to go into my actuator drawing bracket and look at those and see if they will help me define this. Where distance looks from here of 0.40. Let's confirm that. See, it's really nice having this other drawing up. I can cheat a little bit here and confirm some distances. And this is how I would probably do this so that somebody else would have a easier point of doing this. Now, one of the things we don't have is we don't have this distance up here, and that's a problem. So I'm going to have to. I got a distance of 0.615 to there, and then if I went from there to there. And pulled that out, it's 0.02 is the height difference there. Let's see here if I can park that right about there. Great, okay. So 0.02 and 0.615. And I'm going to do some more checking here. Here's where we want our distance because we've already folded this. So we already have this fold. Let's go take a look at this. My part. So this I'm going to close this out. There's my part, and what I'm reading in here is that I have a distance. We can figure out what this distance is here. So I'm going to go here to here, and it's 0.63 to the center. And I'm going to take that out and make sure that it's not a little bit more. I'm going to go out precision and go out 3. And it's 0.633. Okay, so let's go see if we can make that in our part. Let's rotate our part up here to make it look the same. And according to this, from here to here is 0.633. Great. And the distance from here to this edge is 0.4. And let's go back to our bracket. Let's double check that there. That's what it's looking like for me, 0.633. And again, we'll put this dimension here from here to here, and that is 0.4. So that would be a great way to be able to, as you set up your drawings for someone to go back and forth between these two. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. And then I have an ear that comes off of here and comes out here somewhere and goes over to there. And then I've got another line that comes off of here and goes over here and comes down like this. And I know it goes over to the center point. And there we go. And what I'm going to have to do here is project some geometry. So I'm going to project this face. So I can have the geometry. I'm going to go to my construction line and pick a line and hopefully find my center. And there it is. And I can just draw that right up to there. And I should be able to trim that now. And we know that our distance, is there, and we need a distance of 0.02 here. 0.02. There we go. Oh, and that's taller than that. Excuse me. It's from this point here. And that distance is from here to here. 0.615. There we go. That is what it is. And this is a distance of 150. an angle of 150. And I believe I'm getting closer here. This is looking more like what it should be. That distance to center is there. Okay, we have we can trim this out, and then we need to copy this circle here. I'm going to grab my base point, which is this point right here, and just bring it up like that, and done. And then I'm going to dimension between the two of those, and I believe that is 0.125. And then I'm going to draw a line from the quadrants here to the quadrants or tangents. And I'm in construction, so I want to get out of construction. I'm going to pick that and just pick my construction line, and then make sure I turn off construction. I really wish they'd give you two lines. I hate the fact that I have to go back and forth between those all the time. You know, they could afford to give me one more icon up there. They really, really could. Trim. I'm going to trim this, trim this, trim this, trim this, and I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to go grab that and delete that. And what I can tell you is I happen to know that this diameter here is 0.13, so let's make sure that is correct. And 0.63, great, okay. And this diameter, and I'm just going to give, I'm not even going to give this a diameter, I'm just going to give it a thickness here of 0.25. And I believe if I rotate this, am I going to be happy with this? That looks really good. That's the best I've done this. I think that's the simplest, 0.25 tall. The 633, which I'm reading is it 633 or 613? Excuse me while I check my dimension. And that is actually 615. So I'm going to go in here. And it's just that the print is so darn small for me. Okay, there we go. It didn't really change much at all. And I think I'm looking really good. So now I'm going to go to mirror, pick my geometry, pick my mirror line, and mirror it over. And oops, and mirror it over. Come on. Okay, let's try this again. Mirror, pick all my geometry, go to my mirror line, and apply. There it goes. And done. And come around here. That's looking good. Finish sketch. And you know, you can actually use face on this, I believe. Pick profile, can I? Nope. Notice I have a red cross here, which means our sketch doctor is in need of use. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my sketch here. I'm going to go edit sketch, and in my sketch I'm going to go to the sketch doctor, and I'm going to diagnose the sketch and go okay. Oop, I got some points here. Diagnose sketch. Okay, and open loop, and next. And I'm going to unhighlight and highlight the point. So I need to zoom in here and click, click, click. Boy, I'm not seeing it. It's not jumping out at me. Finish. Yeah, let's try that. And it's not going to let me do it. I'm going to go no. Come on. Okay. So let's go to Sketch Doctor again. Diagnose the sketch. Still have an open loop somewhere. Ah, right there. You can see it. I'm not attached to that corner. So I'm going to go cancel. And let's zoom in here. And let's go to coincident. Okay, it tells me it's already constrained. And we have a line there and a line. Okay, I'm going to hopefully be able to do this. Let's go up here and go to face. Nope, it's only picking those. It's not picking it. Okay, so we're going to cheat. We're going to go to model and we're going to go extrude. And again, I do not have what I need, so I need to really go into my sketch doctor here and find out what's wrong. And next, and finish, and OK, and diagnose sketch. And highlight and unhighlight. I'm seeing the red dots right here and here. I'm thinking I need to add a line. So we're going to do that. So I'm still in my sketch mode. I'm going to just go in here and I'm going to add a line from here to there. And escape and go finish sketch. And we're going to go to sheet metal and we're going to try and do face this time. And it's still not letting me do it. And it's still not letting me extrude. And I'm going to find out what's going on and I'll get back. Okay, after lots of research, pretty much I found out what the heck was going on down here. And it's these two right here where they connect right here and right here. So to solve it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go in and edit the sketch, and I'm going to throw this away, and I'm going to throw this away, and it was right at this point here that it was not connecting. So now I'm going to connect from a new line from there to there, and you can see there's a little something going. I want to connect it to that line. There's something really going on wrong here. And I wonder if this is because of its the bend. Okay, got it. And come up here and pick it right there. And enter and pick it and come up there. Finish sketch. Now let's go into my ISO here and let's go to face. And there it is. Okay, worked perfect. Sometimes you really just gotta dig down deep and figure out what the heck is going on. And I'm going to go apply, and there's that new piece right there. I want to go back in here, and I want to go back into my sketch for a second here. And I'm going to go into that sketch face right there, and I'm going to edit the sketch. I want to add a couple more dimensions just to make sure things are okay. There we go. There's 150. And I think the rest of that is okay. And we have our overall height here. We needed the height, I believe it was from this face here to that, oops, excuse me, this face here to that face there. And that was the 615. And done. And finish sketch. And there we are. Okay. So now that we have this, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to project this over here. So I'm going to go to New Sketch, pick this face right over here. I'm going to project this geometry. There it is. And I'm going to go Done. And hopefully we can go to Face. And there it is. Make sure it's going the correct way, and it is. Notice it knows which way to go, which I find is really interesting, and apply. And there we go. And so, without having to do anything to it. Okay, I'm going to stop the video, and I'll do a second video here in a second as we go to do the rest of this. One of the things I want to do before I leave, though, first thing I want to do is I want to make sure we got a flat pattern. And we do. It flattens right out exactly the way it should. Folding up, folding out, folding up, folding out. Okay, I'm a happy camper. Okay, I'll see you in a few seconds here.